We're going to talk about some specific jobs that you might find attractive in this next era that we're in, and actually we're already in it now. But what are the ones in our own personal experience in our business? But we do a lot of research and we try to keep up on trends. And here's a few of the jobs that the demand is going to continue to grow, where you can expect to see the greatest possibility to get the most accelerated wage growth. Well, hello and welcome to the Skillwork Forum, where as always we gather to talk about emerging trends, industry issues, and really challenges surrounding the skilled trades as a whole. My name is Tim. I'm joined as always with my partner Brett. Thank you for taking the time to watch us here today. And we're going to turn our attention to focus a little bit on you as a skilled craftsman out there. And specifically, we're going to address the issue of where are the best or the highest paying jobs going to be in the future. And that's something all of us are highly motivated by, but where will the trends take us into the next 3 to 5 years on where the highest paying jobs going to be? It really comes down to a supply and demand, like most things in the marketplace. So the question is, what will the manufacturing and construction, transportation, and other industries need? What are they going to need? What is the demand going to be that there are less available assets to fill that demand? So where the jobs going to be, where the industry is growing, they need the workers to be able to do the job, and where are we going with respect to that in the next year? So that's kind of the topic of where we're going to be today, Brett, and kind of give you some of our thoughts on that.
Yep, no, it's great. Thanks, Tim. And so, yeah, I know, we talk about it probably often on podcasts and just amongst ourselves, but maybe to kind of reset, the skilled trade demand, just continues to be extremely high. Some people might want to argue this, but I'll put out there we're still in a free market society, and so the supply and demand in a free market society, means that obviously as the demand increases, the pay is going to go up. I know we hear from a lot of you guys out there doing the work that the pay is not going up fast enough, and we don't disagree on that in some spaces. But I think one of the things we want to present today is where is that pay going up? Where are those opportunities for a skilled tradesman to really look forward and see where this demand is going? The things that continue to drive it, just to kind of almost speak a little bit, I guess, to the obvious, but maybe not obvious to everybody, but what I now label as the COVID exit. You had a lot of skilled trade individuals that were upper end of the baby boomer age bracket that have opted to leave the workforce because of the situations out there. They just felt the risk, or they were furloughed for a season and just decided not to come back. And so that accelerated what is already one of the biggest drivers of this supply shortage, which is this baby boomer retirement. Tim and I just looked at an article. I think it was from, actually wasn't an article, it was a study done by Korn Ferry Institute. And they indicated in there, not just in skilled trades, obviously across all spectrums, but that the baby boomer generation for the next 15, 20 years, something of that, is reaching retirement age 10,000 per day. And so
10,000 a day exiting.
Yeah, not necessarily exiting, but reaching that retirement age. So the assumption is they're getting closer to exiting. Some are electing to stay in the workforce a little longer, because their employers are begging them to stay because they don't have anybody to backfill. But that's a staggering number when you hear us talk about this gap, and that just in the skilled trades, we're going from 1 million to 2 million they project over the next years. It's driven off of that. Right. The COVID exit only made it even worse, and then obviously the whole beginning of this issue was the vocational pullback from vocational trades in our education system for the last 20 years. We say it all the time, this is not a problem that got created overnight, and it is not going to get fixed overnight. So.
No, so I mean, you set up there really well the fact that there is the supply issue, and where is the demand going to drive your greatest potential to be able to demand a higher wage and be able to go into those industries that not only provide you better economic footing, but also stability going in the future. So with that, we also want to iterate that we're going to talk about some of these newer skills or the more technical based skills, but also we just want to iterate that there's still a tremendously high demand for what we call traditional trades, plumbers, carpenters, electricians. So that's still going to be there, and that's not going to go anywhere in the near term. Those wages may lag, their growth may lag a little bit as compared to some of these other industries that we're going to be talking about. But the biggest gap in terms of need and what's going to drive wage has to do in some of these newer skills. A few episodes ago, I think it's 26, 27, you can look it up on our YouTube channel. We talked about this fourth industrial revolution, more detail there about this technology, automation, complexity, and the workforce. That's coming, and also a big part of what's going to drive, and we haven't mentioned this yet, but there is a continuing lack and a shrinking workforce of what we call frontline production workers, or say that the less skilled tradesmen or folks out there that work in manufacturing, construction, etc. So the fewer of those that are available, the greater the drive towards more automation and technology to answer that. And that in turn drives the need for higher automation and technology capability and the people that are going to be working at your facility to be able to support that. So nearly all skilled trades are going to be seeing a wage increase, and that's great. But obviously, along with that, we're not economists, but look around, there is a risk of inflation. Prices are going up. So as wages go up, there's going to be an increasing rise in prices and so forth as well. So the demand again is going to be there, and for these new advanced skills. So what are some of the areas that we think we're going to be seeing industries that are going to be pulling in these jobs, and what type of jobs are we seeing, Brett?
Yeah, I think we're already on the beginning. We're already starting to see it in a lot of the clients that we work with to help find jobs for the skilled trades guys. And Tim, you hit on it a minute ago. It's a bit of a perfect storm. We already kind of talked about the supply demand issue and the things that are driving that. But then you put on top of that this idea that they can't find. We talk to plants. I've been in the manufacturing space, for 30 plus years, and so I know talk to plant managers, and they say they've never seen it as bad as it is right now, to try to find help, just to forget the skilled trades. Those are just people. Just get us some people.
Production line workers, yeah.
Yep. So when a pain point, that we often say, you really won't change a lot of things about the things that we do until the pain reaches a high enough level that it matters to us. And so I think we're starting to see that in the industry, which is going to drive, as you said, Tim, greater automation. They'll have no choice. We're already seeing it in these plants. I was in a plant, a couple months ago, huge facility, highly automated, 24/7. I mean, the whole plant had less than 600-700 workers in it. I'm telling you, this plant 20 years ago would have had 3,000 people working in there, because it would have been so much more handling and one, the technology has caught up, but the requirement is because they're going to automate it to make it more efficient, which puts a lot of demand on those types of jobs. And so
yeah, I mean, we said at the beginning of this, we're going to talk about some specific jobs that you might find attractive in this next era that we're in, and actually we're already in it now. But what are the ones from our own personal experience in our business? But we do a lot of research and we try to keep up on trends. And here's a few of the jobs that the demand is going to continue to grow and where you can expect to see the greatest possibility to get the most accelerated wage growth. So some of them, are no surprise. Anything related to electronics or control technicians, people that can do more advanced programming, or what we'll talk about a little later, it's called low code development. So it's not like computer programming per se, but it is kind of a modular type of programming and coding that's required to maintain some of this automated equipment. So the ability to translate your skills, maybe you're an electrician today, or you're a PLC technician, the ability to learn or be able to adapt, to be able to do that low code development is going to be a great opportunity for you. So anything in that realm, mechanical, electrical, it's going to continue to be a great opportunity for growing demand. I would say probably of our business, we have well over 50% of the people that we put in the field would fall generally into the electrical, mechanical, and I don't see that changing, and we certainly see very competitive wages in that arena as well. Construction management, which is one that you would think, well, you mean like a project manager on a construction? Why would that be growing? Well, number one, it's a hard job, even in the best of situations, but we talked about it in this fourth industrial revolution, that construction space, everything is becoming highly integrated. The tools that you use are very much driven by artificial intelligence. Everything is connected. So just maybe an old school project manager on a construction job that's not comfortable with technology, that is going the way of the buggy whip. You're going to have to become more comfortable with technology. So construction management is one that we see is growing too. And Brett, you do a lot of work with some of your clients that have ammonia refrigeration, and what do you see in that?
Yeah, right now the demand is, it's one that's a little near and dear to my heart. My dad was a ammonia refrigeration specialist. I always say, in his day, he was probably the best in the country. And so I'm a little bit, I also think the Buckeyes will win every game too. So I'm loyal where I'm loyal. And but yeah, no, the demand right now for ammonia refrigeration, Op2, CERT guys, you guys that are in that space or that are looking a place to expand. We, at Skillwork, we send guys to get further certification at whether we use GCAP or there's a couple other schools. GCAP's probably the main one. And so, but getting that CIRO certification, that PSM certification, that Op2, and those jobs, I'll even throw out wages to say, not that long ago, they were still trying to hire those guys at $22, $24 an hour. We've got many companies now that are $30 to $35. So that's a pretty big jump in a span of time if you've got that certification.
It is a big jump, and what we've seen, and Brett mentioned our program, and again, innovation and getting people advanced training is something that we're very much encourage companies to do. But if you have mechanical, electrical background and skills, you've been around the plant, you're familiar with ammonia refrigeration, it's easily translatable with a little bit of school and certification to take that aptitude, get that certification, understand that, and you can jump your wage from $5, $6, $8, even $10 an hour.
Yep. Yeah, you throw a little overtime in that, it makes a difference. It's significant. And I think, Tim, to that point, I think that's our encouragement to any of the skilled guys that are out there that are looking is to if you've got that mechanical background, add the ammonia certification as an example. If you're somebody today that's an electrical, mechanical, skilled person, our encouragement, if you want to set yourself up well for higher paying jobs, what we're seeing consistently now, where probably early on in our business, we had more requests for probably mechanics, to be honest. manufacturing mechanics, guys that could do mechanical work, fix a chain, change a bearing, all that kind of stuff. Yeah. More and more, and part of it is as we grow as a company, we get into some larger organizations, we're getting more into plants that are maybe a little more automated, but consistently now. I was just on a call yesterday with a new company that's looking for same thing, electronics automation technicians. I mean, that we're hearing it more and more, and those wages are all north of $30. It's interesting. The guy yesterday, he said, well, we want to pay around 30, but we don't want to lose a guy over wage because we need the talent. So we got to pay more. We'll pay more. And so I'm hearing in some industries, definitely the pharmaceutical and even some of the auto. I mean, they're getting upwards of $40, now. So now it's a bit of a fight for that talent.
Yeah, it's a good place to be when companies are competing for your talent. And I experienced this, in a previous life for software developers and people in technology realm, that the demand was so high that the wages rose so fast. And it really is a, kind of a seller's market, if you will. If you're a skilled tradesman, the demand is going to be there. But it's important to recognize that while traditional trades will continue to have opportunity, if you're really looking for those type of wages that you hear about, you need to add a little bit of technology, a little bit of advanced certification. Do yourself a favor and pursue that. We'll talk about that in a little bit in terms of what next steps are. So this whole idea about maintenance, that it's going from reactive to predictive, could you talk about that just in a whole and what we're seeing?
Yeah, we're already seeing it. It's like Tim mentioned a bit ago, you can go back, and I think he said it was episode 27. We talk about the fourth industrial revolution, which is a really, really big move towards a more connected, system, a more predictive, a lot of sensors, a lot of the equipment talking to each other. But we're really already starting to see it. I mean, we're seeing what they call, for you guys and gals that are out there in some of this space, what some of these terms mean. But HMI systems are, there's a program out there. I'll give them a little bit of call out. It's called Wonderware. But basically what that is the equipment is now talking to, when I say talking to each other, I mean, they're not talking about, what's on TV tonight, but the ability to be able to predict. And so from a lot of things, from heat, from vibration, these sensors, where today, our world for the most part in the manufacturing has always been reactive. You run it till it breaks. And you have a PM schedule, a preventive maintenance schedule, that just you do certain things at certain times. Right. That's about as predictive. Now the technology is moving, it's doing the predicting so that you're making these changes, makes your plant much more efficient. Downtime is a huge issue in a facility. We've got a plant that we do work in right now that they're very sophisticated. They have it figured out. When a line goes down in that facility, it costs them between $700 and $1,500 per minute for depending on what the product that they're running on the line. So it's a big deal, and to be able to make these plants more efficient and to get more done in less time and all those kinds of things. For the skilled guys, as we're saying, our encouragement is if you're already in this space, or if you're coming into this space, but especially if you're already in this space, invest in yourself. Take the time to take a class or to get a little more, because I think the demand for the individuals who can do, you mentioned it a minute ago, it's one thing to be able to hit a PLC panel and see what sensor is out or whatever, but then in addition to be able to go into that logic, that ladder logic, and do low code development, as we said. You don't have to be a software programmer to really raise your demand for those skills. So the people that understand machine learning, even data analytics, low code development, these areas, we're already starting to see it. And there's some great talent out there, but I would encourage you, if you're looking for for where it's going, and you're in that space in the manufacturing specifically, or construction, I think more in the management. But learning that technology and being aware of it is going to really allow you to advance your skills, and with that, it's going to advance your pay. So.
Yeah, for sure. And I'd say, a lot of guys who may be somewhat intimidated by this, I'm not a tech guy, I don't know how to do this. If you have strong mechanical, electrical aptitude, if you understand that, the way this is going, it's very modular, low code programming. Your skills, your aptitude translates very well. So I would say, have confidence in your ability and take the step to get the skills and training necessary to move into that. Companies right now are doing all kinds of creative things to allow you to get the training and certification at either no or low cost to yourself. And I would also see out there, Brett and I are both grandparents at this point, but many of you out there, have kids, and they're getting ready, they're leaving high school, they're going into college. Maybe some of them are just very, drawn into technology, but college and school is not their thing. What a great time to funnel them towards a high-tech, skilled trade type job where they can quickly, and rather than be in a ton of debt with a college degree that may or may not help them at all, what a great opportunity to transfer that aptitude into an area within 2 to 3 years. They can be making a great living for the foreseeable future. So I just want to put a plug in for that. So I guess to finish that up, Brett, our final takeaway for you is that your job, if you're a skilled craftsman out there, you're in demand. And if you're a business owner out there, you're a manager, you need skilled craftsmen, this is no surprise to you. You understand it. But the closer you are to those next generation skills, the higher the wage is going to be. It's a simple supply and demand. So pursue those higher skills and look for opportunities where you can perhaps move to from a location where you currently are into another location or facility that gives you that opportunity. I would just say that's one thing that our model provides, not that we're going to make a big hard push for Skillwork here, but just so you do have an opportunity. Reach out to us or companies like us that are looking for great guys, great people, great talented craftsmen, and provide you opportunities to advance your skill to the next level, to travel, to have some freedom, and the opportunity to advance yourself, your family, by making a wage that's commensurate with what your skill brings to the table. So, any final thoughts before we wrap up for today, Brett?
No, I mean, I think you said it. I just talked to a young guy, one of our skill workers that just came on board with us. Exactly that story, Tim. He wants to now. He understood. He's in his mid-20s. Wanted the opportunity to go out and build. I say build their resume, build your skill set. He wants more exposure to the technology and things. So, part of it is go get some training, some education, but the part of it is be somewhere where they'll give you the opportunity while you're advancing your mechanical skills and whatnot to be able to get some exposure to some of the automation and things, and be patient. Just learn it. You don't learn these things overnight and then advance your technology. You can take classes online. There's so many things that you can do, and companies for the most part are excited that you want to learn. So they need it. So yeah, we would encourage that for sure.
Yeah, it's a great time to be in the skilled trades. It really is. You're important to this country, crucial to our growth engine as a country, and definitely down at an individual company level. So we'll wrap it up with that thought here on the Skillwork Forum today. We want to again thank you very much for taking time out of your day to listen to us here. Until next time, God bless and appreciate you very much. Thanks.